recommended while on the TTC.
Hey, what's up, boys and girls? Alex here, back in the city's Scarborough in the east end of Toronto, one of the most diverse spots here in not just the city, but probably in all of Canada. It's literally the melting pot for its multiculturalism, a lot of people of different ethnicities, backgrounds, and especially most of them are immigrants, and woo. Doing a bit of revving here. Yeah, you're gonna be on YouTube. They're going at it. Anyway, it's rush hour here on this Thursday afternoon. Today's the 10th of August, 2023. And now it's a nice sunny day, but it's pretty humid if you ask me. Earlier today we were under a severe thunderstorm warning, although we kind of got spared, as was mostly north of the city was hit the most with thunderstorms and another potential for tornadoes. Well, it seems like Ottawa gets most of them. But we're here on Danforth Road at Birchmount Road. I already showed you guys the street sign. And ooh, there's a little accident there. And I did a walking video along Danforth Road. That was back in December. It was from Midland or Kennedy? And it ended right around here. So now I'm going to walk all the way to where it ends at the parallel universe at Danforth Avenue. And here is the Birchmount garage. And what's really known about this garage now is because of this. I got it for myself, by the way. I was eating a brownie from that bakery at Warden Station. Yes, so 10 New Flyer electric buses have moved here back in the spring after what took a while for them, after some sort of speculation if they were going to move down to Birchmount or not. But these electric buses get their charging from overhead pantographs. So it's a big deal for Birchmount. We're gonna pass by another entranceway, and hopefully it's gonna be visible so I can actually show you guys. But it's rush hour now, where most of the vehicles are out doing their runs and stuff like that, as it's after 4 p.m. But it is like 95% Novas here, with a very small percent being New Flyer buses. And by the way, that was the 69 routes I just got off. It's a bit of a long story when we talk about the complications of why that route is confusing, because it's an endless loop. Yeah, look. If I'm not mistaken, is that actually the? Yeah, it's probably not. I think the pantographs might be behind the garage. It's not visible, unfortunately, but there you can see. There you can see all the Novas and one going inside. Their little space there. I was glad to ride a couple of New Flyer hybrid buses back in Mount Dennis, and hoping to ride a lot more. And a long time ago, this division was filled with Orion OG diesels, the Detroit diesel counterparts. They were the workhorse of pretty much like Scarborough and the East End, because of their freaking powerful transmission, their engine. Oh my god, it was amazing. But sadly, those buses had to be retired early as it was an emission problem. And at the time, TTC was beginning a strategy to convert most of the fleet to zero emissions or less. Here's some cookie cutter style townhouses here, although that's more of a thing once you go way further east on Pilkington Drive. And yeah, as I just mentioned, it's hot as hell out here. It is so it's 4:16 p.m. and it is 23 Celsius. But back to what I was saying about Birchmount. So yeah, they had a lot of the Detroit diesel Orions. So yes, I did grow up riding them. I missed them. And they used to have Orion 5 high floor buses and the old GM, or is it the MCI Classics from the late 80s, early 90s. And hopefully I don't get copyrighted by this music. And I'm pretty much a short walk or bus ride from where my mom used to live, just south of here in the Birchcliff neighborhood. My cousins also used to live there as well. And my uncle was a bus driver. He's pretty familiar with the Orions and I think the Classics as well. But I think he was a driver for mainly the Eglinton division. I don't think he ever worked out of Birchmount. I gotta ask him, but he doesn't really like to talk about it because, you know, when you're a bus driver, you know, you're gonna be experiencing traumatic events that you'll probably want to forget that probably ever happened. But yeah, I guess you get the idea. I've always found Danforth Road to be very interesting. I mean, not only that we're walking southwest, but there may be a couple of CN Tower views here and there. So that's why I'm on essentially the northwest side. If I cross over, I wouldn't get a good view at all. But the main reason why I am out here in this part of town, because I wanted to film some subway trains for another compilation that hopefully won't be extremely long like the one I posted this morning at 47 minutes. So it's around Warden Station. However, there is a speed zone for the westbound trains entering Warden. Nonetheless, the views are impeccable. So I'm really glad to find cool spots to fan the subways. There's the 113. Heading to Main Street Station. I filmed 2 rides on that route before in both directions. Oh yeah, now my shoes are wet. A little bit. Oh, here's a good thumbnail, come on. Yeah. So much of Danforth Road is pretty industrial. Well, actually, it's a mix of industrial and residential. So, it's pretty much what makes, in my opinion, that's pretty much what makes the suburban neighborhoods way outside of downtown pretty interesting. Is the amount of like mixed development there is. Hoping the next time I'm back in Scarborough is when the RT actually reopens, but we won't know the fate of that until at least next week. And I hope it reopens because I want to finish up my compilation, get as many more clips as I can before the RT is gone for good. There's the CN Tower, at least the tip of it. So yeah, right there. And I'm not sure what to do after this. Maybe after that I'll probably just head back to the subway. Maybe film like, I know there's 2 Nova hybrids on the 90, which is not really far from where I live, so I could probably film a round trip. But one of them is a unit I've already been on, so I don't want to do that. And by the way, I got a little, I almost witnessed, or actually I witnessed a near fatal incident. It was right on my street as I was walking to the bus stop. And you might be asking, what the hell did you see? Well, a squirrel came out of nowhere, not the white one. It's one of those typical, just the typical black squirrel everyone in Toronto is accustomed to. But this squirrel came out of nowhere, and he dangerously ran across the street, narrowly avoiding getting squashed by a car, and he did pretty fast in a bolt of lightning. And thank God he made it, because that would have been pretty bad, to be honest. Like, I was shocked at how he miraculously made it across. Like, I heard his like feet just slipping across the pavement. The freaking thing just like went fast as lightning. So it was kind of crazy, eh? Unfortunately, though, seeing dead squirrels, raccoons, they're pretty common around the city. It's probably like almost every day, at least one or two are getting run over by vehicles. And then it's up to 311 to remove the dead squirrels. And there is Warden Avenue. Some new housing here. I did hear that in the other end of the city, in Etobicoke, just near Dundas and Kipling, Olivia Chow broke down on some brand new, they broke down construction, or was it broke ground? Sorry about that, guys. On 750 new housing units. You know, that big ass space right there. Okay, I've been holding this thing for just 12 minutes now, which seems like a while, but that was kind of fast. So, bye bye. Well, we're coming up to Warden. Yes, while most neighborhoods in Scarborough are kind of boring, especially when you're walking through like typical suburban post-war neighborhoods, it's kind of interesting, to be honest. Especially that I know the city like almost like the back of my mind, because I'm born and raised here, and the fact that my mom grew up here when she was around my age. That's pretty much how I know, right? And I already talked about how one of the main YouTube vloggers that do their own walking videos around the city, they don't often come out here because, it's far. I mean, I don't mind trekking that far out here. I mean, I've done it lots of times. But I guess it's just one's preference. But the fact that I already mentioned this before, because I was also in Scarborough last week, but in the very north end, and I was talking about how that part of, I was in Malvern, by the way, how that area is being neglected by city politicians with rapid transit. Like there's not a lot of like options there. The service there is it's very infrequent. Yeah, I talk a lot more about that. My walking videos I filmed along Markham Road and Finch Avenue, respectively. This area around here, it's not so bad because you're like a 10-15 minute walking distance from the nearest subway station around here, or a short 5-10 minute bus ride. So like South Scarborough, I mean, it's all right, but it could really definitely be better. So there's always room for improvement. If I was a city planner, I'd probably add bus priority lanes on Steeles East, Fidge East, Ellesmere Road, which I think they might be doing that pretty soon. Yes, so Birchcliff is just south. Oh yeah, look, there's Danforth Avenue. That's the main Danforth we're all familiar with. So we're gonna, as I just mentioned, we're gonna be ending this video at the frickin' parallel universe of the city. There's a manual hand car wash. Oh, look at this. Danforth Road closed August 19th. Landry Avenue to Danforth. I think... Oh, and another car wash there just closed. Huh. You don't see a lot of those hand car washes here in the city anymore. But the reason why they got that sign up is because I believe they're going to be holding Wheels on the Danforth, which is a classic car show that I visited last year. Probably heading back to the garage. 8560. And I see the end coming up, but it might take a couple of minutes just for me to get there. And how do I get back to the subway? Well, I could take the 113 to Main Street Station, but it won't drop me off at the bus terminal because they're doing construction. I don't know if that matters because, I mean, I have a monthly pass, so it's not like I gotta pay another fare. But I can also take the 20 as well to Victoria Park. At this rate, Victoria Park is probably the nearest. Actually, we're kind of halfway between Warden and Victoria Park, so I could just go either way, but I'm not walking back. No freaking way. They've been building these townhouses, and there's a Dairy Queen coming up. Pakistani and Indian cuisine here at Shamar. There's no shortage of those types of restaurants around here. Well, actually, predominantly in Brampton, but there's a lot in Scarborough and probably Etobicoke as well. That part tourist has been here for as long as I can remember. And there's a small Swiss Chalet restaurant around the corner from here. I don't think it's visible though. That I think my mom, grandpa, and I went to once. I'm gonna get in. My mom lived not too far from here. I mean, I would ask her. She probably knows it more than me. Yeah, that is definitely for the vintage car show next weekend. Oh, there's the Dairy Queen. I've been there like twice. Now I get some cool breeze. I've been dying for that. Oh yeah, and look, it's fitting because I don't think I've noticed, but they got little paintings of old vehicles there. I think you can make out. I thought it was an old GM New Look for a second, but I might be wrong on that. Oh, a steam train. Yeah, there's the Swiss Chalet. And the Harveys, which I'm not really a fan of, even though it's a Canadian thing. Okay, I would like to know when the next 20 is arriving. But welcome to the frickin' parallel universe where Danforth Road meets Danforth Avenue. Of course, I'll take you directly into the old city, as well as Greektown, and then eventually downtown. Bit of a 20-minute drive. Also, Taste of the Danforth is returning this weekend. And there's a paintball site. Yeah, right here. Danforth and Danforth. Nice. Actually, let me get a better look from here if I don't end things off. Yeah, there we go. And with that being said, we're gonna wrap this video up. I am hot, and who knows what I'm gonna do next. So guys, thank you very much for watching. And if you enjoyed, as I always say at the end of each video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. As always, stay tuned for more videos. Check out my others as well. Stay safe and stay cool. I always jumble up my words when I'm saying my goodbyes. So maybe I should probably have one that I can stick with, but it's hard for me to do that. Alright guys, take care and adios.